Alright, so let's start off with Miss Peaches. Alright, we're gonna leave Natalie out of this for the most part. And, well, Natalie, Alicia, and Maddie, we'll keep mostly on my friend's actual real life before Natalie was killed, who had went to me for help before Natalie was killed. Alright, so keep in mind, the police said I never tried to get help and that nobody would help me, probably because of the way that I act. So Kayla Trujillo, I went to her around Christmas time in 2016. This was over a year before Natalie was killed. And she was going to listen to me then about the issue. And I never got to explain it. Joshua Hebert woke up and he was a jerk. But she did try to apportion the time. If it hadn't been for a little bit of alcohol consumption and Hebert being a jerk, it could have gone a lot differently. Several more times she offered to help. She had her own ideas of what help I needed, though, and wasn't taking the time to listen. She was too busy giving suggestions. And that doesn't make a person feel very loved. When their problems aren't being heard, when people don't care what their problems are. If you're not there for a happy, good, fun time, if you're being abused, you need not show up. That's how most of my friends treated it. Oh, you're not happy all the time? Meanwhile, they're allowed to be angry. They're allowed to be unhappy. They're allowed to feel lonely. They're allowed to express rage and anger and hatred. So Peaches also, after before Natalie was killed, she had taken me, knowing that I was going to meet Natalie Bollinger and hopefully put an end to all this crap. Ken and Leah were aware of this too. They knew that the whole point was to get an end to the friggin' abuse. But then again, Ken Wilson and Leah Plunkett, who I was staying with, couldn't take the time to listen to the abuse I was going through. They couldn't stop talking about themselves or spending my disability money on whatever will or whim that Leah Plunkett wanted. So, Miss Peaches set it up so that if I was there by a certain time, she would give me a ride. And I was there on time. Well, almost. I was just a little bit early, by like a couple of minutes, I want to say. I might have been a couple of minutes late. I hope not. But I was so scared I was going to miss that. Because after over a year of being abused, this is finally a chance to end all this fucking craziness over their fucking drug-induced fucking stupidity. Miss Peaches gave me a ride there. She dropped me off. Natalie didn't show up, a police officer did, and I got the protection order, and they wouldn't listen to a thing I had to say. They didn't explain to me any of the things that they're legally supposed to. And that would have been easy to get with the body cameras. Problem is, nobody ever helped me to do that. Nobody cared. They wanted to tell me to let it go. While I continued to be assaulted, continued to have my life threatened. Over again. And still, they tell me just to let it go. They get on their Facebooks and they whine for days and days about their piddly problems. Things that are so tiny by comparison. And then they post up their friend who helped them with that piddly problem. And it's done and over with so quickly. And they're right there, right next to you. Your neighbor came over and helped you, or your friend from down the street came and helped you, or one of your friends from poker class came and helped you. And for me, I've been forced hundreds of miles away from these people. I don't get that in help person. I don't even get to defend myself to these people. when my predators slander my name over and over again. I don't get to see my loved ones because of this abuse. I'm not allowed to defend myself because of the tag of mentally ill, and you can see how every single one of my predators has used that to try to justify their wrongdoings. Oh, he's mentally ill. He's mentally ill. What did Peaches do that was so horrible? She never spoke up. She never told the public these things. She never told the courts these things. She never told my public pretenders these things. She never tried to tell them these things. She didn't try talking to them with me. She didn't try telling them that I was telling the fucking truth. I had been trying to get help stopping this abuse for over a year before she was killed. Later on, Miss Peaches took me to appointments, helped me to set up appointments. Went to the appointments with me, but made me go in alone. So I went in alone, and I did it alone. And Miss Peaches, obviously, since she's not there, she's not telling him anything. She's not telling them anything. I'm in there having to tell her part of the story because she's not there telling it. That's the problem with every single one of you. You need to tell your part of the story. When I'm angry with you, you want to go off about how horrible a person I am for being angry with you? No, you lied to me when you said you were my friend. Anything beyond that is on you. Anything that I had to do to show that I told the truth because you were too much of a coward. Because you were not a friend. Because you did not care about me at all, in the least bit. When you say I never helped you, really, think back on it. When have you asked me to help you? If you tell me about your problems, I'll offer to help. Tell me what help you need. But you have to tell me what help you need. When you ask me what help I need and I'm trying to tell you, and you continue to interrupt me, you don't know shit. Miss Peaches never bothered to take a look at the evidence. She claimed that she did. She never tried turning it in with me. Wanted to play stupid after the fact. What the fuck kind of a friend is going to go jumping through all of those hoops and never fucking speak about it? Let Sean be treated like he's a schizophrenic making it up. Let literally the police officers he's trying to turn in slander your name and Sean's name. What the fuck kind of a friend is going to do that? But the reality is, I had to break the law because literally every single one of my friends was a Kayla Trujillo. They were words. Their words mattered. If I spoke, I was committing some horrible sin. How dare the retards speak, they say. Oh, they don't say that? No, they just act that way. Sean, you gotta understand, everyone's got fuck you. Those who work together get something. When you're selfish and all about you, and you want to claim that you got friends, no, you don't have friends. Those are fair weather friends. You want them to be there when you need help, but you ain't never there for them, are you? I needed your words. I needed you to be honest with the police. Honest with the public. Honest. I need you to share what you knew. Did I go to you for help? I shouldn't have to beg you for it. That is a simple yes or no question. Did I go to you for help? Between forcing me to go through hours and hours and hours of recordings and videos and text messages, wouldn't it be easier for you just to say, yeah, Sean did come to me for help? I get that most of you are ashamed because you realize after people are dead what fucking shitty excuses that you had, and that maybe instead of continually pounding your crap at me while pretending I'm your friend, maybe you should have listened before people got their fucking heads blown off, before people were beaten to death, before more people were choked to death. If you're going to tell me about your abuse, do you have the intent of turning it in? I needed you to tell the truth. I needed you to admit that I reached out to you for help. The fact that you didn't make time is not my fault or my decision. The fact that I am victimized as if it is my fault, as if I made you up, is not my fault or my decision. The fact that you never came forward about the fact that you're not a figment of my imagination or a fucking delusion, and I had to record your voice and post you on fucking YouTube. How fucking pathetic is that? When you say you care about somebody and they come to you because they're being harmed, do you actually care? No, you have a trauma response at them like they're a bad person for wanting the abuse to end. For coming to a friend for help with things that a friend would help with. But yeah, you don't care how many people are killed. I show you the information from professional agencies even that show you the things you're not supposed to do, and you literally do all of those things. I'm like, did you read it? No, Sean, not yet. Well, would you please? No, Sean, I'm going to be busy throwing a tantrum at you now and treating you like you're shit. Like, fuck, man. You want me to read another holistic fucking thing full of bullshit? Okay, so if I eat this hibiscus with this mercury tablet and these... No. Oh, Sean, you know, if you take colloidal silver, it'll clear your autism right up. Fuck you. Autism ain't the problem. You are. You don't listen to the victim. You assume the victim is retarded and it must be the retard's fault. And then you want to offer up a bunch of holistic crap about how they can cure their mental retardation. Well, I'm not retarded. Kayla Trujillo did the same thing everybody else did. Pretend. The last person to actually be a real friend to me was Natalie Bollinger. Do you not fucking get that? That was over a year before she died. When we stopped being friends, I was done with it. I was done with the situation. Just like I was done with Jerry Sparks. I was done with Tyler Frericks. I was done with Lanny Engeline. I was done with my fucking dad. I was done with Candace Bondurant. All of those people stopped being my friends when I was in Virginia. And that's how it should have stayed. There was no reason for any of those people, after what they had done and how they had treated me, there was no reason for them to ever come back into my life for any reason whatsoever. Natalie wedged her way into my life by starting rumors. And then I had to beg her for help stopping the harm from those rumors, the threats, the harassment, the assaults. You're supposed to go to your friends or family as an at-risk adult when you need help, because if you don't, you get sent to a mental hospital. That's where you get fucking sent. You know why people are suicidal? It's because when they go to you for help, you talk over them and let them know they're not important. They don't fucking matter. Every one of these people that was involved allowed me to get treated like I was a fucking schizophrenic and be victimized over and over and over and over again because they just didn't want to hear it. They didn't want to admit the truth. They didn't want to admit I went to them for help. Especially after somebody was fucking dead. Just like Miss Peaches. There's lots of other people who did plenty of things, but never spoke up publicly. When they were threatened, harassed, or intimidated, they wanted to tell me about it, but they wouldn't help me to turn it in. They allowed me to get treated like I was making it up, while these people gaslighted the fuck out of me. I didn't go threatening to kill all of their friends. I endured almost 2 years of people threatening to kill me and my friends and family before I ever threatened them back. Literally, only threatening the people who threatened to kill my friends and family. Only threatening back the people who were actually harming me and my friends and my family. And people that I didn't even threaten pretended I threatened to kill them. And not one of you fucking care to this day. You're all pieces of shit to me.